As the members of the Bog Panda Army know, we have already produced the definitive review of Jaws for NES. But there's an almost equally good review by Jeremy Parrish that's out there, where he really gets into the making of the game and the details behind it. Well, he worked with Limited Run Games to release Jaws the Retro Edition. So Limited Run did physical packages of this for Switch and PlayStation. And I was really, really disappointed because this is a game that I love. I own the NES copy of it. I would have paid for one of these expensive physical editions, but I don't have a Switch or a PlayStation. But it has been released digitally now at the time that we're talking about this. And it's also available on Steam in addition to Switch and PlayStation. So I was able to pick it up for Steam. Normally, I wait for sales for newer games just because I'm old and cheap, but it's $15. It's a nice little package. For a second, I almost complained because we are absolutely spoiled by the wealth of things that are on the Atari 50th collection. So I open it up and I'm like, where's the 17 hours of video? Where's, this is so manage your expectations. If, like us, you're spoiled by these gigantic digital eclipse collections, this is one game. So, it does give you a fair amount, though, for the $15, which I don't think is a huge buy-in. So, Kelly, just based on your kind of initial playthrough of Jaws for our review, is this something that has any interest for you?
Yeah, and I think it's good to manage expectations versus the Atari 50th on that. But sounds pretty sweet. Could you get not just a remastered version, but all these other goodies that I think you'll outline better because you have purchased it, and so you can speak
Yeah, on
directly.
the skip it, buy it, already bought it
Already bought
on
it,
that scale.
and
So
we'll
you get the original NES game that you can play. And then you get this new expanded version of the game, this sort of remastered and expanded version, which is split into, I believe it's four different missions. And so one of the things with Jaws, the game, and if you look at the cover, you can see it, it was actually made to tie in with Jaws 4. And then the movie tanked. So they took the 4 off of it, and it's just Jaws. But it's the Jaws 4 poster. You're in the Bahamas. That's why the bright, clear water and all that. You have the shark tracker and everything. That's all from Jaws 4 and stabbing the shark with the boat, all that good stuff. So they just downplayed that after Jaws 4 failed in the box office. So this expanded version pulls in elements of the other three Jaws movies. So it gives you four different missions based around each of the Jaws games and gives you a lot of different objectives and things. So basically, what we had talked about, how Jaws is a good game, could have been a great game if they had taken a little more time with it to expand, but they had really good ideas. So this does expand it.
So the big question is, will there be a Jaws Panda review remastered done? Do we need to?
I mean, I think if you get it as well, I don't see any reason that we shouldn't do that. And like I said, it does still have some extra bonus features. The best of which I would say, in addition to the two versions of the game, it comes with the soundtrack to the game, which was one of the things I was disappointed not to get a physical edition of, so that I could get the soundtrack. But it is included on this. There's a music player, and the soundtrack isn't long. It's the original NES game soundtrack, so it doesn't take you long to get through it. But I've already listened to it a few times, just putting it on in the background for stuff. It's pretty solid music. If you like old school video game music, it's pretty good. So it gives you the soundtrack, it gives you a scan of the box and manual, and then it gives you like a little extras section, which gives you one of the ads and some of the larger versions of some of the sketches and things from the manual.
Yeah, and the fact that they kind of factor in on the remastered version the other previous Jaws movies. There were so many unanswered questions to the multi-layered Jaws 3D that I'm glad that those will finally be. Did they come with 3D glasses for when you play that section?
Actually haven't played through the remastered yet, so maybe this will be a perfect excuse to sit down and do it if we do the Panda review. I've been playing the original, and then like I said, the soundtrack is really what's been drawing me in. So again, a $15 investment, really, it's worth it. You're getting enough. Of course I want it more because now I'm spoiled by these digital eclipse collections that just come with tons and tons of material. So don't expect that going into it, but also it's $15.
Yeah, we get like the baptism of the coder, the main developer. Digital Clips spare no expense
Yeah.
to cover every ounce of Atari information. So just we have recommended it many times before. We will continue. If you haven't gotten the Atari 50th edition, you should. You should get most of the DLC as well because it really further enhances the game or the collection very significantly. So I'm a buy it as well. What I'm struggling is platform because
Mm.
really my two choices, my best two choices are either Switch or Steam. I'm kind of leaning towards Steam. I think just given the controls for the game. Although I mean, I'm sure it'd be fine on the Switch, but it's the Switch. I like the bigger screen. Being being a man of a certain age, uh, size matters. So I think a larger screen would be fairly important. So I think we could go for that. So I think that I'm going for the Steam version. But hey, after you have all subscribed to the Bog Panda YouTube channel, and we know you're going to if you haven't already, thank you if you have. After you've subscribed, go down to the comments and let us know if you're getting it, and if so, what platform you're getting it for. So that'd be kind of interesting to see. And if you're as interested as I am on the unanswered Jaws 3D questions, because it's been unanswered for far too long. So we'll need
I'm
to.
a so I don't want to say a defender, but I think Jaws 3D is a little bit better than it gets credit for.
Then what?
You know what it is? I like the concept of Jaws 3D, not the execution, but I like the concept of it.
Execution's kind of important for a
It is.
movie, though.
I totally agree. I'm not defending the movie, just saying the concept is cool. It's a shame they didn't make a good movie around it, but the concept is cool.
Yeah, and then so it is 3D, and so some scenes seen in 3D probably play a little better than when you're viewing the flat version of it, which you're there's clearly scenes to say, "Oh, the shark's probably coming through the glass here," but it doesn't. It doesn't benefit by not actually being in 3D. Kind of hurts
No,
it.
there's one that always struck me with that was Friday the 13th Part 3 was in 3D. That was the trend at that time. Third movies and things would be in 3D. Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Unlike today, where when they put out a 3D movie, it's done after the fact. It's something they do in post production. It isn't shot for 3D, almost never. They would have to shoot the movies on two cameras back then. So they had to purposefully set out to do it in 3D to get the stereoscopic look set up. It was two film cameras side by side. In Friday 13th 3D, characters are constantly holding things at the screen. Constantly. They'd be like, hey, that's a cool rock. And hold it there for a second and then pull it back. And yeah, very natural.
Just so you folks you know, all of ours are also in 3D, so you should be sure to watch the video. If only YouTube 3D, that'll be a thing. But yeah, I mentioned
There was.
there was a YouTube 3D. I mean, I do
Yeah.
the virtual, I do the VR YouTube quite a bit. That's enjoyable, but
No, there was a 3D filter that YouTube played with for a little bit. It didn't take off.
yeah, I could I could see that. But VR, that's a different story. That's all right. Cool. Well, after you've liked and subscribed and left us a comment, be sure to check out Hard No. It's the world's shortest podcast, less than a minute. Time well spent. And also check out our offerings of retro gaming on Bog Pan Division, where we'll have a number of ROMs out there for you with the flagship Slapdash series out there for the Game Boy. And so be sure and check that out as well. Anything else, sir?
No, I think that's it.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.